Kia ora koutou. I'm just going to quickly show you guys in a quick tutorial how to design the base plan for your LED light sculpture and how you can design it on Aspire and then get it cut out with the CNC router. So it's going to be quite quick. Don't be scared to pause the video at any time if you've missed something and go back, rewatch it until you can follow all the steps. So I'm just going to go pretty quickly. So first up, I'm going to open up Aspire and I'm going to create a new file. Now when you set up a job, you want to get the right measurements in. So you want the job size, which will be your material, to be the right size before you get started. So I'm just going to look at my dimensions here that I've got from my workbook. The base, it says here, is 250 by 90. So if I come over into my job size, I'm going to type in 250 by 90. Yep, that looks good. So that's approximately what my material is going to be when I get it. Another thickness that you need to add is the thickness of the material. This is going to be 20 millimeters. So I'm going to type in 20. You won't see any change here. And I'm going to make my datum position in the center. I'm going to click OK. And that is just the first part of setting up your job. Now, the first thing I'm going to draw is my battery slot. So I know the size here is 55mm by 28. So I'm going to come over here onto draw rectangle. I'm going to type in, was it 55? So 55 by 28. Click create, and that's going to create a battery slot size for me. Now I can just click on it. So what I've done is I've just clicked on the line, and I'm using my arrow keys on my keyboard. I can hold them down and it'll move a bit faster. And I'm just going to move that over here around about there. That's where I kind of want that to be. The next thing I want to draw is the LED slot. So that's 150 by 10. So what I need to do is go draw rectangle, type in 150, tab by 10, and click create. Now because my anchor point was minus 56 and minus 19 over here, if I just go change these to 0, it should be able to create another one here in the right position because I want it right in the center here. I'm just going to go ahead, click on this one and click delete because I don't need that anymore. So this is where the LED is going to sit. So my battery slot can probably come down slightly and come across like here, and that should look all good. Now I want to have a little switch hole here. So now I'm going to do my switch hole, which is 10mm by 7mm. I'm going to come over to draw rectangle, make sure my x-axis is selected 0, and I'm going to come down from the center. I want to come down halfway between the center and the edge. So the edge is minus 45mm down, so I need to be half of 45, which is going to be 22.5. So I can go minus 22.5 here. I'm going to click 10mm for my width and then 7mm for the height. And I'm going to go create, and that's going to put a switch here in the right place. Okay, next I need to design where the wires are going to be running. So I need a wire to run from the battery slot over to the switch, and I also need a wire to run from the battery slot into the LED slot. So because my tool bit in the CNC router is going to be 6mm, it has to be bigger than 6mm. So I'm going to make the height 7, and I'm going to make the width maybe 20mm and go create. It doesn't really matter where it ends up, I'm going to move it anyway. And you can see the bigger rectangle here. I'm just going to click on that and I'm going to move it over. So this is going to be my my little trench that goes from the switch into the battery slot. If I right click on it, I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to right click and go paste, and that's just copied it. And what I'm going to do is move it up. So if I click on it once, and then if I just go over on the corner here, you can see that I can actually rotate. So I'm going to rotate it up like this, and then I'm going to drag it up and have a little bit going up here. It doesn't need to be that big, so I'm just going to resize it, and that's just going to create a little slot just to go into the LED slot here from the battery slot. Cool. So that's pretty much all I need. The next part, I'm just going to go through and do the tutorial on how to save everything as a toolpath.